What's good? What's going on, everyone? It's Tuesday, and I just wanted to chat to you all to let you know how I've been getting on and what it's like to be back home. Okay, housekeeping came through mid-vlog, so it was a bit awkward. But as I was saying, I originally made a pre-departure video, but I wasn't really digging the way it came out. I also wanted to do a video talking about, how it feels to be back in London after I had adjusted and, processed a lot of thoughts and feelings. I'm not gonna lie, the city has changed. It has changed a lot to the point where, I feel like a tourist. That is my number one biggest pet peeve. On my list of things I hate, number one is feeling and looking like a tourist, especially in a place that, I've been and have lived in for so long. Part of the reason has to deal with the fact that, I've been rolling with a big group of Americans for like orientation and stuff like that. But, it's all good. I'd rather that than just be off to the side doing my own thing and not interacting, with the people I came here with. The one thing that I could not do was the city bus tour. They took the lot of us, put us in this coach and took us around the city. And I lasted 2 stops before I was just like, nah, I gotta get off. So I hopped off and I did my own thing. But it's really interesting because even when I'm not in the group, these people would, assume that I'm not from here and treat me like I didn't exactly know what I was doing. And it may sound petty, but it's just something that I've really noticed, and it's a huge difference from, when I was here before. So I've been trying to assimilate and fit in the best that I can. I want to stress, and this is something that I always want to keep in mind, is that no matter how well I fit in or how hard I try to assimilate, my experiences living here will be completely different from, someone else who was British and their experience living here. And this is something that, really stuck out to me when I was hanging with the British kids at that party last weekend. Chilling with them and talking about uni and life, and that really put into perspective how different my experience is. Even though I practically grew up here, I'm not technically, I wasn't born here. It's just something to keep in mind. Definitely, as I'm doing these videos and talking and sharing a lot of my thoughts. And, same goes for interacting with and chilling with the American kids in my program. My experience is completely different from theirs, visiting this city. I'm really sitting here in the middle between British and American, not really fitting into one culture completely, but definitely relating to aspects of both. For example, when I was here, I went to an American high school. But it could not be further from American. Everything we did was British standard. A4 paper, our exams were British style, just everything, right? So coming to American university was a shock for me. It was definitely a culture shock. I only really understood college life through American Pie and Stomp the Yard and Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. You know what I'm saying? So I always felt like the odd one out. Not necessarily in a bad way, but things were just really different for me culturally. Drinking, for example. Here in the UK, you can drink legally at 16. You can have a cider, wine, or beer with a meal as long as an adult is present. And then as soon as you're 18, you're allowed to drink, regularly. And drinking culture here in the UK is a lot different because, people aren't really out trying to get blacked out. Not saying that people don't do that because they definitely do. It's not your main goal. And I feel in the States, people just go ham when they're drinking. I don't know, just drinking culture is really different. And I found out hanging out with, the people in my group and going to pubs with them and then just watching them just go ham they've never tasted alcohol before. Bruh, please chill out. So I had been drinking for a minute before I got to college, and seeing the way that people, drank and just their attitudes towards alcohol was super different for me. Now that's just one example, but it's just going to be really interesting re-navigating this whole dual cultural limbo that I find myself in. As far as the city goes, I definitely have to say it's become very, very Americanized. I imagine anyone coming here for the first time from America will have a really easy time adjusting, in terms of just food and things to do, because there's just a lot more American culture here than there was before when I first got here. Food, for example, when I got here, I hated the food because it was so hard to find American equivalents and find things similar to the snacks that I used to eat back in the States. Frosted Flakes, for example. They don't have those here. We have Frosties, and I think they taste better than Frosted Flakes, but at the time I was just nah, I don't want this. Where are my Frosted Flakes? It's just things like that. I remember when we first got Chipotle here, It was mad. Lines out the door, 3-hour-long lines. Like, I ate Chipotle every day. Even have Shake Shack now. I was in Covent Garden yesterday and I had Shake Shack for the first time. And I'm not even mad because it's like amazing. But it was just like, what? Why is this here? It was so odd to me. Side note, Shake Shack is better than In-N-Out. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I feel fake as hell because I'm from California and not everyone has In-N-Out, so I feel obligated to say that it's the best thing on the earth. But Shake Shack is better. Kill me. Man, it's just like, it's the little things. Like, London just doesn't feel as homey as, you know, I was expecting it to. It's also because, you know, I live in a completely different area of the city. And also, like, my friends and my family aren't here. You know, all the friends that I grew up with, like, go to uni in the States or, like, in other countries. I do have one friend who's coming back, though, in, like, 5 days. So I'm, like, counting down. It's like, it's been ages. I think it's been, like, 2 years. Yeah, it's been 2 years since I've seen her, but she's coming back. Looking forward to that. I'm just starting to realize, like, it's really the people that you love and cherish that make home, you know, home. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off before I start crying. I miss you guys. Come back. Party with me. So that's that. I will keep you guys updated on like how I'm feeling and how weird this place is. Like, London is super cool, but it's also like a vortex. A time culture vortex. I will check you guys another time when I'm actually doing something interesting. I did go to Covent Garden, by the way. I didn't vlog because like it was hectic. There were so many people out. But you can see pics and stuff if you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. Alright, I'm gonna catch you all later. Deuces.